In a world filled with endless distractions, achieving meaningful goals seems harder than ever. Social media, instant gratification, and the constant noise of modern life pull us in every direction except the one that truly matters: forward. Yet history's most accomplished individuals didn't succeed by accident. They succeeded by mastering one crucial skill: focus. Focus isn't just about working hard, it's about working with intention. It's about filtering out the trivial and dedicating yourself to what truly moves you toward your purpose. Without focus, talent is wasted, opportunities are missed, and potential remains unfulfilled. But with it, even the most ambitious dreams become possible. Think about it. Every great achievement, whether in science, business, or personal growth, started with the decision to concentrate effort on a single objective. The difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't isn't intelligence or luck. It's the ability to stay disciplined, avoid distractions, and persist when challenges arise. So, how do you cultivate this kind of focus? It begins with clarity. You must know exactly what you want. Vague desires lead to vague results. Write down your goals, visualize them, and remind yourself daily why they matter. Once your vision is clear, the next step is discipline. Showing up even when motivation fades. Success isn't built in a day. It's built in the small, consistent actions that most people ignore. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. The mind will always find excuses to delay, but action is the antidote. Break your goals into small, manageable steps. Start before you feel ready. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence fuels further action. Distractions will always be there. Endless notifications, unimportant tasks, and people who don't share your vision. Learn to say no. Protect your time and energy like they're the most valuable resources you have, because they are. And finally, understand that failure is part of the journey. You will face setbacks. You will doubt yourself. But resilience is what separates those who quit from those who succeed. Every obstacle is a lesson. Every failure is feedback. Keep moving forward. Focus isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. When you harness it, you take control of your life. You stop drifting and start steering. So ask yourself, what do you truly want? And more importantly, what are you willing to focus on to make it happen? The choice and the power is yours. We live in an age of endless options. More information, more opportunities, more distractions than ever before. And yet, with all these possibilities, why do so many people struggle to achieve their goals? Why do dreams remain dreams and potential goes untapped? The answer lies in one critical skill: focus. Is the bridge between desire and success. It's the force that turns I wish into I will, and I will into I did. Without focus, even the most talented individuals drift through life, pulled in every direction, but never truly moving forward. But with focus, ordinary people accomplish extraordinary things. Think about the greatest achievements in history: scientific breakthroughs, world-changing businesses, legendary artists, and athletes. None of them succeeded by accident. They succeeded because they eliminated distractions, committed to a clear vision, and took relentless action. They understood that clarity, discipline, and persistence are the pillars of real achievement. So, how do you develop this kind of focus? How do you train your mind to stay locked on what matters, even when the world tries to pull you away? 1. Define your purpose. With absolute clarity, a vague goal is like a foggy destination. You'll wander without direction. If you say, I want to be successful, what does that actually mean? Success in what? By when? How will you measure it? Write down your goals in specific, measurable terms. Visualize them daily. See yourself achieving them. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I must accomplish to feel fulfilled? When your purpose is clear, distractions lose their power. 2. Discipline is the price of freedom. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. But discipline is the engine that keeps you moving even when you don't feel like it. Create a routine. Small, consistent actions compound over time. Start before you're ready. Waiting for the perfect moment is an illusion. Embrace discomfort. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. The more you practice discipline, the stronger your focus becomes. 3. Destroy procrastination before it destroys you. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But the only way to overcome fear is to take action. Break big tasks into tiny, manageable steps. Use the 5-second rule, count down from 5, and move before your brain talks you out of it. Focus on progress, not perfection. Done is better than perfect. 4. Eliminate distractions ruthlessly. The modern world is designed to steal your attention. Social media, endless notifications, and trivial tasks will eat your time if you let them. Protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Use tools like time blocking and the Pomodoro technique. Say no to things that don't align with your goals. 5. Failure is feedback, not the end. You will face setbacks. You will doubt yourself. But every great achiever has failed, repeatedly. The difference is they kept going. Reframe failure. It's not a stop sign, it's a lesson. Adjust. But never quit. Persistence outlasts talent. Remember your why. When the struggle feels unbearable, reconnect to your purpose. Conclusion. Your focus determines your future at the end of the day. Your life will be defined by what you chose to focus on. Will you chase short-term pleasures or invest in long-term success? Will you let distractions rule you, or will you take control? The power is in your hands. Focus yourself. Stay disciplined. Keep moving forward, because the world doesn't reward talent. It rewards those who refuse to give up. So ask yourself today, what is the one thing I need to focus on right now to change my life? And then do it. Clarify your vision with absolute precision. The foundation of all achievement begins with crystal clear vision. Most people wander through life with vague aspirations. I want to be successful. I want to be rich. I want to be happy. But these are meaningless without concrete definition. Both, what does success look like to you? How much wealth constitutes rich? What specific conditions create your happiness? Without answering these questions, you're setting sail without a destination, vulnerable to every wind of distraction and doubt. True focus demands ruthless specificity. Write down your goals in exact terms. I will earn X amount by Y date through Z means. Visualize not just the outcome, but the process. See yourself taking the necessary steps daily. This level of clarity acts as a mental GPS. When distractions arise, and they will, you can instantly recalibrate by asking, does this move me toward my defined goal? History's greatest achievers all shared this trait. They didn't just want something generally, they could describe it in meticulous detail. Michelangelo didn't kind of want to paint something. He envisioned the Sistine Chapels sealing down to individual brush strokes. Your vision must be equally vivid. This precision creates a psychological phenomenon called goal tension, the uncomfortable gap between where you are and where you see yourself needing to be. While most flee this discomfort, achievers leverage it as fuel. They constantly measure their current reality against their sharp vision, using the friction to propel action. When your purpose is this clearly defined, distractions lose their seductive power. You'll find yourself naturally saying no to trivial pursuits because they literally don't compute with your mental blueprint. This isn't about rigidity. It's about having a compass so accurate that you can adapt your path without losing direction. Forge unbreakable discipline through daily rituals. Discipline is the currency of achievement, the daily tax you pay to own your future. While motivation ebbs and flows like tides, discipline stands as the seawall that keeps progress constant. The myth of the motivated genius is exactly that, a myth. Behind every overnight success are years of unglamorous, disciplined effort that went unseen. The key isn't to wait for inspiration, but to install systems that make action inevitable. Begin by designing non-negotiable daily rituals. Not vague "I'll work when I feel like it" plans, but timed, specific routines etched in stone. Olympic athletes don't train only when inspired. They follow regimens designed to bypass emotional fluctuations entirely. Your discipline structure should similarly remove choice from the equation. If you wait to feel ready to work on your goals, you'll never begin. Instead, create behavioral triggers. When X happens, I immediately do Y. When my alarm rings at 6 a.m., my feet hit the floor before my brain can protest. When I sit at my desk, my phone stays in another room for the first 2 hours. These aren't decisions made in the moment, but pre-programmed actions wired into your nervous system through repetition. The paradox? This rigidity creates freedom. Freedom by conserving mental energy on trivial choices. Should I work now? You preserve willpower for creative breakthroughs. Discipline also thrives on accountability. Track your streaks, use commitment devices, or partner with someone who expects your best. Remember, every act of discipline is a vote for your future self. Skip one session and nothing happens. Skip many and your dreams atrophy. But stack enough disciplined days together, and you create compound growth that looks like talent to outsiders. Annihilate procrastination through micro-actions. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a natural response to perceived threat. Your primitive brain interprets challenging tasks as dangers, triggering avoidance just as it would with physical threats. The solution isn't shame or willpower, but strategic rewiring. First, shrink the threat by breaking tasks into absurdly small steps. Writing a book becomes write one sentence. Starting a business becomes email one potential client. These micro-actions bypass resistance because they feel too insignificant to trigger fear. Here's the secret. Action precedes motivation, not the reverse. You don't wait to feel inspired to start, you start to become inspired. Use the 5-second rule. The moment you think of a necessary action, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and physically move before your brain can manufacture excuses. This interrupts the procrastination loop at the neural level. Environment design is equally crucial. Remove friction from good habits and increase it for bad ones. Keep your workspace prepped the night before so the first step is effortless. For digital distractions, use apps that block temptation sites during work hours. Procrastination also withers under deadlines. Create artificial ones, if necessary, with real consequences. Schedule a presentation before the work is done. Most importantly, reframe your mindset. Perfectionism is procrastivity in disguise. The enemy of great isn't bad. It's never created. Give yourself permission to produce garbage first drafts, knowing you can refine later. Every masterpiece began as someone who showed up despite resistance. Your future self will thank you for every minute you stole back from procrastination's grasp. Eradicate distractions with military precision. In an attention economy, your focus is the most valuable and most besieged resource you possess. Every ping, notification, and quick check is a corporate army fighting to colonize your mental real estate. Reclaiming sovereignty requires wartime strategy. Begin with an attention audit. For 3 days, track every distraction that derails you. You'll discover hidden time thieves. Perhaps just 5 minutes on social media that somehow becomes 50, or background noise that actually fractures concentration. Next, design your environment for single tasking. The myth of multitasking has been scientifically debunked. What we call multitasking is actually rapid task switching, which can reduce productivity by up to 40%. Create physical and digital zones. Deep workspaces devoid of all but essential tools, and separate areas for communication. Use technology like a surgeon, turn off all non-essential notifications, schedule email checks rather than responding reactively, and consider separate devices or user profiles for work versus leisure. The out of sight, out of mind principle is neurologically valid. Even having your phone face down nearby reduces cognitive capacity. For persistent distractors, implement the 10-minute rule. When tempted to divert, delay for 10 minutes. Often, the urge passes. Most critically, protect your peak mental hours, typically morning for most people, for your most demanding tasks. Schedule shallow work, meetings, admin for when your energy naturally dips. Remember, every distraction you resist strengthens your focus muscle. Every surrender weakens it. In time, you'll develop what Navy SEAL call attention control, the ability to laser focus despite chaos. This skill alone can outpace competitors in any field. Transform failure into fuel. Through relentless adaptation, the path to any worthwhile goal is paved with failures. Not as obstacles, but as essential stepping stones. Every no, every setback, every embarrassing mistake contains the exact data you need to succeed. The difference between those who achieve and those who stagnate isn't talent or luck, but their relationship with failure. First, normalize struggle. If your goals don't occasionally make you feel in over your head, they're not ambitious enough. View challenges as proof you're playing a meaningful game. When failure strikes, conduct a cold-eyed autopsy without self-flagellation. Ask, what specifically went wrong? What factors were within my control? What systems need adjustment? This transforms emotional wounds into actionable intelligence. Develop a failure resume, a document cataloging your screw-ups and their lessons. You'll soon see patterns revealing your blind spots. Crucially, separate your identity from outcomes. You're not a failure because a project failed. Just as a scientist isn't a failure when an experiment disproves a hypothesis. Adopt the mindset of a relentless experimenter. Each attempt yields data bringing you closer to breakthrough. When discouraged, study the hidden years of successful people, the decade J.K. Rowling spent as a struggling single mother, the thousands of rejections Steven Spielberg endured before directing his first film. Persistence isn't just continuing, it's continuing smarter, applying each failure's lessons. Finally, install psychological safeguards. Pre-commit to continuing for a set period, e.g., I'll pursue this for 2 years no matter what, or until reaching a predetermined milestone. This prevents premature surrender when success might be one failure away. Remember, the master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. Your failures aren't the opposite of success. They're its tuition. Conclusion: your focus creates your future. Every great achievement in human history began with a single unwavering focus, a refusal to be pulled off course by distractions, doubts, or temporary setbacks. The difference between those who realize their dreams and those who merely dream is not talent, luck, or even intelligence. It's the disciplined application of attention over time. You now hold the keys: a razor-sharp vision, unshakable discipline, mastery over procrastination, a distraction-proof environment, and the resilience to transform failure into fuel. But knowledge alone changes nothing. Execution is everything. The world will not adjust itself to accommodate your goals. If you must carve out your path with deliberate daily action, ask yourself today, what is the one thing I can focus on right now that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Then do it. Repeat that process every single day, and you will look back in awe at how far relentless focus has carried you. The future belongs to those who can concentrate, not for a day or a week, but for years. Your goals are waiting. Will you meet them with scattered energy or unstoppable focus? The choice and the power is yours. Start now. The power of relentless focus success is never accidental. It's the direct result of sustained focus applied consistently over time. Every moment you spend distracted is a moment stolen from your potential. But every minute invested in purposeful action compounds into extraordinary results. You've learned how to clarify your vision, build unbreakable discipline, conquer procrastination, eliminate distractions, and leverage failure. These aren't just concepts. They're your weapons in the battle for your best life. The question isn't whether these strategies work, but whether you'll implement them with the intensity they deserve. The world is filled with talented people who never achieved their potential because they couldn't maintain focus. Don't be one of them. Your dreams are too important to be left to chance. When distractions call, remember, every no to trivial things is a yes to your destiny. Start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Take one focused action that moves you forward, then another, and another. This is how ordinary people build extraordinary lives, not through luck, but through the daily decision to focus on what truly matters. Your future self is watching. Make them proud.